Hey guys, Crow here. Welcome back. We are, I think, gonna have a chill video for this video, doing the seminars, just getting some tasks done, so we'll go ahead and start to instruct. I'm actually getting kind of torn on who to progress. It looks like my physical damage dealers are a little behind my magic
Let's do this again sometime.
for this skill experience.
That was easy. That was easy.
Ignatz is actually doing pretty good. Oh, that's true. I want to get her faith magic up. I wish she was more motivated. Actually get her heavy armor. Man, just a bunch of goods. I could get her riding up. That's maybe not a bad idea.
I'm getting it. I've learned a...
Oh, I have one more. I honestly could get her reason up a little bit, just to give her some attacking spells if I needed it, but
Oh,
I really just want to get all of the faith spells that she has available, because I think some of them are just insanely useful. Group task, we'll keep there.
I would like to ask you something.
Don't ask me to go to Lances. This is not happening. Okay, the ladies have been giving me the cold shoulder of late. I believe it's because they are intimidated by my noble presence. How can I be more accessible?
Ah, so that's how it is.
I wonder if he wanted me to say that, like, that last one. That just was too harsh. I forget exactly what it said, but like, what, their opinion doesn't matter or something like that.
Professor.
Bruh, I had you as faith and reason at one point. And then you made me switch you, and now you want me to switch you back. You know, I just... I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Man, I'm torn. I don't know. Because I like having her get high reason. Just because it gets the spells unlocked quicker. No, I'm going to say no. I want her focused on reason. I mean, unless I knew she got ranged healing, that would be kind of an incentive to focus on faith.
Hey, Teach, hold on a minute, okay? I'm gonna have this cleared up in no time. Nah, that's okay. I'll be finished soon. I'm just in the middle of mixing up a new poison. And done. What do you think of that, Teach? A colorless, odorless poison. Say, care to test it out for me? In 2 days' time, you'll have a terrible case of, let's call it stomach trouble. It's a peaceful poison, so you'll live, but you'll certainly be inconvenienced. I hear your silent question, Teach. Why the delay? That's so it can be used even if you don't have access to the target when you need the poison to take effect. Naturally, I have no immediate plans for this stuff. I suppose I just felt like broadening the old horizons a bit. When devising schemes, it's best to have as many options at your disposal as possible. Expanding those options is kind of a hobby for me. Well, I grew up in an environment where it was necessary to think that way. It's like I told you before, I wasn't born into a life of luxury. Ever since I was a child, I've always been seen as different from those around me. An outsider of sorts. I've been resented and hated. There have even been attempts on my life. I don't believe I've earned such treatment, but that's how it goes for people like me. Thanks, Teach. You know, in many ways, I'm just a normal person like everyone else. But in the right environment, anyone could be seen as an outsider. It can become overwhelming. And that's why I kept running, kept fighting. As a kid, I spent a lot of time licking my wounds and coming up with schemes, trying to keep my nose out of trouble while plotting against my enemies. My parents always told me I wouldn't grow stronger if I didn't learn to fight my own battles. And so in the end, I did. And I grew up to be as independent, as self-reliant as my parents always wished for me to be. Lucky me, right? If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it must be you, eh, Teach? I get the feeling you know what it's like to be an outsider. The moment I first laid eyes on you, I knew you weren't like everyone else. People don't care for folks like that. You do well to watch your back. On the bright side, that's also part of the reason that I find you so interesting.
That was cool. We got to learn a bit about Claude's backstory too, and support level B.
We won't even.
I'm glad.
Whew.
Guess I'm still growing.
I wonder what that combat art does. That actually could be helpful. That's like what, Shove from a previous one, Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, I think. Yep, I'm still so like blown away by this. I mean, that's crazy. What do I have her equipped with now? Oh, she doesn't need that. I mean, I've got to give this to Lysithea. She should be able to use it, right? Because she's a noble. She's got 2 crests. That is insane. Range +2 magic attack range. I mean, it's just crazy. Oh, who do I want to give that to? I don't know. She's already got something equipped. Hilda's got something equipped. Raphael can have it. We have a lot of support options. I'm going to do that later after I get through the events. I'm pretty sure I want to rest just because no one really has motivation right now. Yeah, Raphael needs it. Probably put it all in Brawler.
That was pretty.
Because his heavy armor is actually, it's already a B. That's really good.
You really?
Wow. He did really well. I do kind of want to get his reason up. He doesn't have a lot of spell options. He got Ragnarok, which is cool, but it doesn't have a ton of uses. Like use it only has 3 uses per battle. I was thinking about it, and at first I didn't like how they were doing magic. Like it's just a set amount of uses per battle. That's pretty different than the majority of the games in the past, but I actually don't mind it, and I don't mind that they learn different ones depending on the character when they level up. I don't know, I do like it, and I love magic, so I thought I was gonna hate that they're limiting uses, and then of course you can only use the ones that you get as a character. You can't like just trade spell books to use whatever, but yeah, for whatever reason, it does seem to work well.
Let's do this. Experience. I learned a...
Oh, I have one more. Oh, that's true. I could do Faith for her.
I've got it. I've got. Don't. I've got it. Professor.
Huh. Axe and flying skills. I don't know. I don't remember if Pegasus Knights can use axes. I thought it was just lances, and I guess a wyvern would count as flying as well. That's interesting. I did not think to make her a wyvern. Man, I was really just... She's got heavy armor pretty high though, and I was planning on her being the main tank, with Leone being more the high movement character. I kind of do wish I would have thought about that earlier. That would have been pretty cool to have her. No, I'm gonna say no for now. Of course, Lysithea.
Professor, thank you for helping me with my training.
And also for giving you a relic. Are you just gonna ignore that?
I'd love to do this again if possible. Your advice is always so useful. Everyone thinks you're a wonderful teacher. You account for people's weaknesses while capitalizing on their strengths. Initially, I wasn't sure you paid too much attention to your students. Clearly, I was wrong. After all, were that the case, you wouldn't be capable of providing such useful feedback. I'll continue to learn and grow from your instruction, Professor. I just know it. You think I'm determined? Professor, thank you. You're the only one who's ever praised me like that. I mean, people are always telling me I've got a knack for magic. If you can call the power of my crests a knack, they aren't wrong per se. Though bearing 2 crests isn't a gift I ever asked for. Anyhow, I've made a point to work harder than most and not rely too heavily on the power they bestow. So I find it frustrating that the only praise I seem to receive is directly related to that power. If you've noticed how hard I work, then well, it makes me very happy. Well, you see, it is because I am the only child of House Ordelia. I must do all I can for my family name. I'm determined to someday be of real value to them, and that day must come soon. I can't waste any time. I don't have much of it left. Anyway, I should be going. Thank you again for your help.
Oh, that was really sweet. I like how the conversations are getting a lot more substance. Like, we're really learning more. That was sweet. And interesting that she didn't really like having two crests. That does not give very much skill experience. I think this also seems to be giving a little bit less.
I think I get it.
Oh wow, dexterity +4. A little less just because they're kind of at the higher, you know, they're much higher tier level, so there's more experience that you need to get a level, so it kind of feels like it's going a bit slower than what it's been. But I guess it kind of makes sense. Let's make sure everyone's abilities still make sense. Oh, she has that one too, Battalion Desperation. Yeah, I could see how that being really useful. Just keep your battalion less than 33% endurance. That way, I don't know, I could see the strategy there. It feels like a lot of work. Dexterity increases 4. That's pretty good. Yeah, so we're good there. I don't know. I don't think I want to rest because it doesn't give as much motivation as I thought. I thought it brought everyone up to 100, but it actually just brings them up to 50 is kind of what I noticed recently. Let's see how everyone's looking. I mean, it would get a decent amount. It would get them 3. But I think if I explore and like bring them to a meal or something or have them do choir practice, that'll also get up their motivation. So I'm probably going to explore. I think I want to do some of these support conversations because they're getting pretty deep now, and I'm curious what else I can learn.
Aw, are you sure? Thank you so much. You're always so kind to me. I'll have to repay you sometime. Hmm? Lysithia? What are you doing there? Don't tell me you were listening just now and judging me getting other people to do my work for me. I've got better things to do. Although, I do wonder why everyone is always so eager to help you. I only ask for help if they offer. I don't ever pressure people. So I've noticed. That's what strikes me as odd. I suppose they're just so taken with me they want to help me out. I see. That would explain it. Oh dear, I was expecting you to argue, not to agree with me right away. There's no reason to deny what's clearly true. Everything about your outward appearance is immaculate and well thought out. Even your fingernails are always well kept and painted. No doubt your toenails are the same. I can't tell if you're complimenting me or accusing me of something. And you smell delightful, like candy. Or wait, am I catching a hint of floral? I'm so glad you noticed. It's oil extracted from a flower that only blooms at night. Floral oils, huh? I didn't think they had much use outside of homeopathy and house cleaning. I have some right here, actually. Here, I can give you a splash. There we go. I put it on your wrists, so you'll want to rub them together. Body heat is what activates the scent. Your wrists and your neck are relatively warm, so they're good spots to apply the fragrance. For a very subtle fragrance, you can also try putting it under your clothing. So, what do you think? It's lovely. Now I smell just like you, Hilda. Somehow, this makes me feel a little more mature. Thank you. So She just wants to feel more grown up. She's hard to read, that one. That smile, though. Who knew she could be so cute?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Lysithea was being serious or not, but apparently she was being serious. That was kind of a weird one, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of substance in support conversations, that one was not quite as, have as much substance.
Tell me, Marianne, do you have a love of flowers?
Well, I don't dislike them.
I've happened upon a spot that's just teeming with splendid blossoms. Would you like me to show you?
I think I would rather stay. It would be for the best if you kept your distance from me.
Well, perhaps I could pick a few of the nicest and present them to you. With a beautiful bouquet in your arms, your magnificence would rival even that of the goddess.
I would never compare myself to the beauty of the goddess.
I see. Well, I don't mind. Oh, that is a lovely handkerchief you've got there. Did you know that a handkerchief reflects the sensitivity of its owner? Yours tells me you have quite a refined sensibility. If you only applied yourself a little more to the rest of your ensemble, there is no doubt in my mind.
If you admire my handkerchief so much, you may have it.
No, please, that is not what I meant.
It was a gift from my adoptive father. I didn't choose it for myself. I'm sure I don't share his refined sensibilities, though, considering how little he and I have in common. I have to go.
Such beauty. And yet, with just a little polish, she'd be a marvel. If only she'd put in some effort. I wonder. Indeed, I shall make it my mission to awaken her beauty. There is nothing that I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, cannot do.
That'll be funny to see where that goes. Let's see, who do I want to do next?
Hey, Marianne, what you eating? Mind if I join you? I'm starving.
Huh? Oh,
All my favorite dishes are on the menu today. I might have grabbed too much. You want some?
no thanks.
All you've got on your plate are leaves. Are you sure that'll fill you up?
I'm done eating now. I have to go.
Huh? You're already done eating? But there's still food on your plate. Hey, Marianne! Huh. Maybe she's not feeling well. I should probably go check on her later.
Oh, is that so? I'm so happy you found all of that food. A little gray starling told me that you can find berries if you fly out toward the mountains.
Oh, I found Marianne. I didn't know she spent her time here. It sounds like she's talking to someone.
What's that? You want to try some nectar from the flowers in the greenhouse? That might be tricky. I guess you could try it if I'm already there. Otherwise, you might get locked in.
Hey, Marianne, who are you talking to? Huh? Oh, the birdie flew off.
Yes, it looks like he has. What are you doing here, Raphael?
You were acting a little strange when we were eating earlier, so I wanted to check on you. I was worried.
That's sweet of you, but I'm fine.
Are you sure? Well, that's good to hear. As long as... Wait a minute! Were you just talking to a bird?
Excuse me?
I knew it! You can talk to birds! I'm right, aren't I?
Yes.
That's incredible! This place is full of interesting folks, but I didn't think anyone spoke birdie.
No, that's not it. This bird just happened to be speaking human.
Amazing! I hope I get to meet a bird who speaks human one day.
Okay, like, does the bird, can she actually talk to birds, or is she so lonely that she just thinks she can talk to birds? I hope she can actually talk to birds, because if it's the second one, then I'm gonna be even more sad for Marianne. Oh, that was pretty funny.
Oh, Professor, here's the map you... Well, there's always next time, I suppose.
Hey, Ignatz! Didn't you have something to talk to the professor about?
Oh no, nothing urgent. You didn't cut short your conversation because of me, did you?
Come on, do I seem like the type to do that? No, I just had a couple of questions about the bows. We're done now, so I thought I'd come and tell you.
The bows? Is something wrong with them?
Lots of them have come in for repairs lately, so I switched out some of the strings for stronger ones. They've been breaking less, but now they're harder to draw.
Ah, I see. I suppose people would prefer if you went back to the lighter bowstrings.
Maybe. If the only issue was the draw weight, I'd just tell people to get stronger arms. But the real problem is that you can't shoot as fast. The arrows also fly too far now.
I can see how slower shooting is a drawback, but the arrows flying farther, that actually sounds like a good thing.
Sure, on open plains, but up close you lose accuracy. That's why I thought it might be good to use different bowstrings for different scenarios. I wanted the professor's opinion about that.
Oh, good point. You know a lot about bows, don't you?
Guess I do. I grew up in a hunting village, so I've been around them my whole life. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily better than anyone, but at least I know what I'm doing. And you? Do you have something you're really good at?
Me? Oh no, I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure you'll find your thing someday.
I hope so.
Okay, that was wildly uninteresting.
Thank you, Lawrence. You've done so much for me. You've been a tremendous help.
It was but a trifle. Surely there was no small amount of danger, but in the interest of experience, I was happy to endure.
You're so strong that I can't help but feel safe in your presence.
Yes, of course. Although, no matter how much brute strength we bring to bear, it is important that there be a leader on the field as well. Without someone possessed of my sound judgment and adaptability, we would surely be lost.
Surely, yes. My thoughts exactly. But,
What is it?
I'm going to keep providing support from the back. You wouldn't mind doing more fighting for me, would you?
Oh, well, physically I can, certainly. But if you mean on an everyday basis...
I knew you would. You have the generous soul of a true noble. I'll have to write back home and sing your praises.
Really? You mean to your father and brother?
Oh, yes. I have to write my big brother pretty often, as a matter of fact. He gets upset if I don't. And yet, I never have much to write about. I've been really straining for topics. That must strike you as a terrible nuisance, the idea of me blabbing about you in my letters.
Nuisance? Oh, hardly. Your brother is one of the foremost commanders of the Alliance. I can think of no higher accolade than to have my name passed on to his noble ear.
Then I'll tell him about all your thrilling exploits. Although if you can't help, that's okay too. I'll find something else to write about.
Oh, fear not. I shall show you exploits of a nature more thrilling than you could ever dream. Incidentally, when you write to him, please do not refer to me merely as Lawrence. Please use my full name, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. This will be an excellent opportunity to advance the status of the Gloucester name.
What a funny boy.
Yeah, Hilda's playing him for sure.
Is that everything?
Yes, that's the last of them. Thank you, Marianne. Just when I thought all the laundry was dry, the wind got stronger, and by the time I realized what was happening, there were clothes dancing across the sky.
That must have been frustrating to watch.
I didn't imagine they would float all the way to the stables. Thanks again for helping me pick them up.
It was no trouble. They landed right at my feet.
Well, now I can hang it all back up before sunset. Everything should be dry by the day's end. All right, I should get to...
Are you all right?
Uh-huh. The hamper's just a little heavier than it looks. Do you think you could give me a hand? Whew, we got here just in time. Thanks for the help hanging everything up.
It was nothing.
Huh. What is it?
I'm sorry. I know I'm not much fun to be around. I'm not very good at small talk either.
Oh, no, that's all right. After all, just look over there.
Huh? Oh, the flowers are lovely.
They were mere buds until just the other day. Now look at those gorgeous blooms.
How wonderful.
If we'd been chatting away, we might never have noticed them. Sure, the laundry was an ordeal, but at least there was a silver lining.
Those two are actually perfect for each other. I can't believe I didn't see it before.
Meat is the best. Veggies and fish are great too, but there's nothing like a good cut of meat.
May I join you?
Hey, Lawrence, you here to eat? It looks like you barely grabbed anything.
Please, this amount will suffice for me. There's no need to compare our portions.
No wonder you're so skinny. My little sis eats more than you. Come on, have some of mine. You need it more than I do.
You offer me half-eaten scraps? The nerve! With manners like that, even a nobleman would be an absolute disgrace. Have you no dignity?
You're pretty touchy, huh? It's probably just because you're hungry.
Raphael, please, do you mind? I cannot enjoy the simple pleasure of a meal in these conditions.
Why can't you enjoy your meal? You don't like what's on the menu? You wait here. I'll go to the kitchen and find something tastier for you.
That won't be necessary. Please, just let me eat. In peace. Alone.
I don't think you get it, Lawrence. Nothing goes with a meal better than good company. If leading the Alliance is your goal, you should really try eating with other people first.
I'm afraid I fail to see the connection between leadership and dining.
If you want to be a leader, you have to know how to get along with different types of people, right? If you really want to get to know someone, all you have to do is share a meal with them.
Quite the contrary, unfortunately. It seems the more time I spend eating with you, the less likely we are to become friends.
The more you eat with someone, the more you learn about them. Their likes, their dislikes, you know? You might get some of their food that way too. You can eat more and bulk up. All that talking made me hungry again. I'm gonna go get seconds.
What an absolute bother. But I suppose he does have a point about observations of character at the dinner table.
Yes, he does, Lawrence. Don't be a jerk. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here, and then in the next video, I'm going to go into Explore. We'll do a seminar, or we'll do the teaching the next day. Then we'll have one more day. And then it looks like we'll go into the end of the month event. So I'm going to go and save here, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one.